442 Dudes. Hello, this is the very first episode of 442 Dudes. My name is Ben.
I'm John.
And together, we form the 442 Dudes. It's a production brought to you by CCB TV. Don't forget to follow us. That's very important. I have to keep telling you, don't forget to follow us. So, John, what exactly are we all about and what are we going to bring them today?
Well, so this brand new show, we're going to bring to you 4 different segments, starting with 90 minutes of where we will share with you guys our match analysis and reviews of the important matches that happened over the last week. Right, so Ben, I think we should start off with the most recent game that took place, which was the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts regarding the Champions League?
First of all, thoughts very simple. I'm glad Chelsea made it. I'm sorry that you guys didn't, but we made it. And if we're talking about the EPL clubs, I think not a lot. Just a very brief one from me. I think the Champions League, most of the people that qualify, a lot of them from Italy.
Yeah, there are 3 teams, right? There are 3 teams that qualified for the...
Napoli is one of them, right?
Napoli is one of them. The other 2 are the Milan clubs, AC Milan, Inter Milan. So they are the highest represented nation in terms of clubs in the quarterfinals. So there are 3 Italian teams, there are 2 English teams left, and 1 each from the Portuguese, the German, and Spain, right? So, but among the quarterfinals, which match actually stood out for you?
Well, I'm very biased. If I have to say what stood out for me, it's got to be Haaland. Haaland. I'm not going to say Man City. It's just Haaland. Haaland, and that's it. Haaland
Just
at the club.
what Haaland is.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was the star of the match, and if anything, all the goals he scored, beautiful, and most importantly, I think the position of the guy is just good, lah. I don't want to talk so much about it because I can go on and on and on, but the Haaland versus Leipzig, yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
I believe it's pronounced as Leipzig.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys might just correct us. I believe the correct pronunciation is Leipzig.
I don't know.
Right?
I'm just going Leipzig. Sounds cuter, what? Leipzig.
I think any Germans watching here, they're going to hammer you, man. Oh my gosh. No, but what is it about Haaland? What you mentioned his positional sense, right?
I mean, okay. Just to let you know, I mean, to me, Haaland, all-around striker. He's tall. He knows his position well. He's everywhere. And given the recent game, I mean, fantastic. I got nothing to say, lah. I'm just blown away by his quality. I'm not a Man City fan. I'm not. But I'm a Haaland fan. I grew to become a Haaland fan.
Okay, but to be very honest with you guys, although he scored 5 goals, in my opinion, it wasn't a world-class performance. And that's just my opinion. I have a reason for this, okay? The 5 goals that he scored, all right, the first one was a penalty. In my opinion, it's not even a penalty, right? The ball didn't even touch the defender's hand.
Okay.
All right, so to me, that is not even supposed to be there. Right, so that's -1. Right, the second goal was a rebound. Right, De Bruyne shot the ball, and Haaland is because Haaland was tall enough.
The height.
He was You mentioned he's tall.
He's tall.
It was any other striker. Right? I think the only other striker that would have scored that goal was United's Workhorse. I do not pronounce his surname, Workhorse or what.
Another one, yeah.
Why are we doing
Workhorse? Anyway, and so just to cut you there again, it's Haaland. Yeah, it's Haaland. It's all because of Haaland. I think physique and ability, and everything. So therefore, yeah.
So do you think he's going to break the Champions League record?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
I'm going to say it right now. He is going to break the record. He's already been scoring so many goals for Man City. He's been scoring almost going to be. He's been winning. Things like what youngest player to score a hat trick already. I think, if I'm not wrong, even surpassing Mbappe.
Really?
Yeah, from what I understand, with just a couple of days, same age but the different days.
So, same day?
No, same age but different days. So Mbappe is like 20 plus 300, and then Haaland is 20 plus 200, something like that.
All right. So then speaking of records, right? I mean, Pep took him out after 60 minutes, right? After he's got 5, right?
Yeah.
So there's this conspiracy theory, right? Going out there.
Where are we going with this?
That he took him out because he wants to protect Messi's record, right? Because to be very frank, I think Haaland would have scored 6, 7 or 8 goals if he stayed on all the way, right?
Okay,
but he took him out.
So you're saying that Pep is trying to protect his first golden son, Messi?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what he's saying. If you agree with what John said, go ahead. Is Pep really protecting the golden son, Messi?
Well, I think so. I think so.
gonna
And
be
his excuse was quite ridiculous, right? He mentioned that he took him out because if he breaks a record right now, he's nothing to achieve and everything. I think that's bollocks.
Okay.
That's seriously bollocks.
All right. Wow,
Right? Yeah, really.
you went full English there. Bollocks.
All right, English.
Yeah, full English, right? You went bollocks. Okay, but we're going to go to the other Champions League's match as well.
Yeah.
Before we go to the Liverpool one, Porto versus Inter Milan. Draw. What do you think about that? Very briefly.
I thought Porto wasted their chance.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I really thought they wasted a chance. They had every chance to qualify because they were only the deficit was just 1-0 from the first leg.
Yeah.
Right, but in my opinion, they were rushing a lot.
Right.
And although they're very technical players, they're very skillful players,
Okay.
but the quality in the final third was really lacking.
Okay.
I felt they were very nervous.
Yeah.
They were rushing everything.
Yeah.
They're rushing the shots. They're
Yeah.
rushing the passes.
Okay.
They were shooting from outside. Just trying to test Onana, the keeper. But,
Yeah.
and I felt that they did. I think they were trying too hard.
Okay.
And I mean, I also have to credit Inter's defense. I mean,
Yeah.
the Italians are known for defending, right?
And they're playing away.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I mean, they were playing a very simple 3-5-2 formation, but the wing backs itself, when defending, they will come back.
Yeah.
So they essentially it becomes a 5-man defense.
Yeah.
Right, and because they are so well drilled, right, they're so organized. It was very difficult for Porto to actually break
penetrate
down.
them. Okay.
Correct. I think in the whole game, if I remember correctly, there's only one portion in the first half where Porto did really well in terms of the build-up, the weight of the pass, the movements and everything was really good, but they didn't score. And I think they blew their chance. Okay, but then again, if you ask me, right,
Okay.
in terms of the remaining teams left
Yeah.
in the Champions League, the 8 teams, right, that we mentioned earlier,
Chelsea's one of them.
in my opinion, I think only Man City
Okay.
and Napoli stand a very, very good chance of winning
getting
it
to the
all.
finals.
Of winning the game.
Say
Of
that-
winning the Champions League.
Okay,
In my opinion.
so tell everyone again, who do you think they are?
So my opinion,
Okay.
Man City or Napoli will win this year's Champions League.
Not Real Madrid at all. Real Madrid is
Nah.
not even in
No.
the equation. Okay.
No.
So you heard that from John? It's an interesting thing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of John now, we're going to go something a little bit more personal, if you don't mind me saying. You never walk alone on this one, but what do you think about the match between Real Madrid and Liverpool?
Liverpool simply didn't turn up.
Yeah.
They were lackluster as they did against Bournemouth. They basically screwed up everything.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going through their heads.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's a confidence thing. I'm not sure if it's something that's happening behind the scenes.
Okay.
But something is seriously wrong with Liverpool right now.
Okay.
We do not know exactly what, but it is what it is.
Okay, so from your point of view, you say there's something wrong. What are two things very, very glaring about them? There is clearly something wrong. You must have saw something that got you saying something is wrong.
Number
Maybe-
one.
yeah,
Okay,
what
I'll
are
show
the
you.
two
Number
things?
one,
Yeah.
rhythm.
Okay.
The rhythm is affected by the injuries, the massive amount of injuries that's
Yeah.
happening
Okay.
to Liverpool. So
Yeah.
when there's so many changes in the team
Okay.
and all, and now a lot of players are coming back from injury. Like Jota was rushed into it because
Yeah.
there's no other players to
Yeah.
play. That's number one, rhythm.
Okay.
Number two, I feel something is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's causing the players to, I don't know, it somehow seems to be affecting their confidence. Somehow it seems to be affecting the mood and the whole, I don't know, their body language when they're playing is as if they're not trying hard enough.
Okay.
No, I'll just list 2 players right now.
Yeah.
All right. Van Dijk.
Okay.
His defending is just
Van Dijk.
very blasé.
Okay.
No, he's being too cool. I don't like
Right.
that.
Not as hardworking as he was.
Correct. Salah, for all the goals he has scored,
This season-
his passes are seriously crap.
Okay, then we want to find out now a very important question from a Liverpool fan and someone who has watched the match and who has a lot of complaints about the match. Is Sadio Mane missing from the squad?
No.
You don't think so? So you don't think it's because of that and therefore Liverpool is in shambles now?
No. The reason why I say that is because Mane already told Klopp he
Yeah.
wants to leave
Yeah.
the previous season.
Yeah.
They have more than ample time
Yeah.
to go and prep for his departure and then prepare for the future.
Okay.
Right? And that's the reason why I believe that's the reason why they brought Luis Diaz in last January.
Okay.
Correct. So he had Diaz. Diaz. Oh my God, he's like he fits like a glove, right?
Yeah.
To Liverpool, but now he's injured, right? So I mean, just to sum up everything, I think this season is just a very, very strange, very
For Liverpool.
strange season for Liverpool.
And
itself.
again, I
Yeah.
just have to narrow it down. Just because you are a Liverpool fan, a very final one. When the game ended at the Santiago Bernabeu, and you heard the "You Never Walk Alone" anthem, As a fan, what did you expect? Did you expect that was a kind gesture? Did you thought that was in your face? We lost and we played a song.
No, I didn't feel that it's in your face and everything, but I thought it was a nice touch.
Okay.
I thought it was a nice touch because I mean, in recent years, Real Madrid and Liverpool has been we've been playing others quite recent,
right?
Quite a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, we lost to Real Madrid 3 times. We have never beaten them in the Champions League, so they're kind of like our voodoo team in a sense, right? So, but I think because I think the decision was made from Ancelotti himself. Right, I think he respects Liverpool from his days as Milan. The famous Istanbul final. So I think he has a soft spot for Liverpool as well. So I felt that that was a very nice touch. He knows what we are going through. This season has been shit for us, but he is still showing his respect for us, lah.
And you spoke about fight and now respect. Now we got to go zoom in to one part of the table in the English Premier League that we have to respect because there's a big fight going on. Yeah, and according to the notes, which you've written right there, relegation dogfight. What the hell is the relegation dogfight all about? And why did you call it a dogfight? We know it's very tight at the bottom.
Well, you said it so aptly, right? It's a dogfight. Why? Because if you look at the table itself, right?
Yeah.
From the 12th place all the way to the 20th place, that's 9 teams.
Yeah.
And only 5 points separate them. There's only 11 games of the season left to go.
Starting with Crystal Palace and all the way down.
Yes, correct. All the way down to Southampton right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's not a dogfight, then what is it?
Okay, then very quickly, I also want to ask you, because I'm very curious about this one. At the bottom 3, we have Bournemouth, Leeds United, and Southampton. Who do you think going to say bye-bye?
Wow. I can't really answer, man. Okay, off the head right now, based on instinct, I think Southampton, Bournemouth.
Okay.
Right? And possibly Leeds United.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
All right, but if I'm being very honest, right, if you look at if we're really going to scrutinize all the teams itself, I think it'll probably come down to goal difference.
Okay.
And if you're talking about goal difference itself, then Bournemouth obviously will be in trouble. Southampton will be in trouble, and that's the reason why I mentioned the two of them. Everton actually also now on minus 18.
Yeah.
So it's really all to play for, me. To be very frank with you. Why I say Leeds is also because Leeds still has to play Liverpool. He still has to play Man City, Newcastle, and Arsenal.
Okay.
So out of 4 out of 11 of the games left, right, they need to play these 4 teams who are Arsenal's fighting for the championship. Together with City. Newcastle and Liverpool are trying to get into the Champions League places, right? So obviously they want to do well, right?
Yeah.
So I think for Leeds itself, it's going to be a tough run in, and that's why I think possibly they might be going down as well. So that's just my take with regards to the relegation,
the dogfight,
a dogfight, right?
Okay.
So now we have covered the relegation portion, the bottom of the league.
Correct.
How about let's go back to the top?
The top,
of the league.
the top.
So do you
dear
think,
Lord.
Ben? Let me ask you right now.
Come. Just shoot it right there.
What do you think?
I think.
Do you think Arsenal can be caught?
No lah. I think as long as Arsenal produce the same consistency as they have, as long as they're playing as well as they have, as long as they have that same unity that they have throughout game after game after game, and follow Arteta's plan. Because according to Arteta, many years ago, I think about 2-3 years back, he says there are many phases in his plan. And we're now in phase 3. According to a very recent interview, he has said we're in phase 3, and guess what? He also added, we might be a little bit too early in phase 3, which is a good thing for Arsenal, because that's what he's saying.
So what is phase 3 then?
We have no idea. That's the thing. His plan are so tight-lipped. No one actually know what exactly his plan is. But guess what? Everyone's saying phase 5, he's going to build his own dynasty.
Dynasty?
Yeah. I mean, like how Pep does it? Because, okay, think about it. In Pep, think about it. And this is something very interesting.
Can I swear?
No,
I'm
going to say,
oh my God.
I see all the swearing coming out. But guess what? Pep's Arteta is now topping the league. Correct?
Pep's Arteta.
Yeah, Pep's Arteta is now topping the league. Then you have Pep's company, who's also topping the other side. Well, I mean, at the bottom, but still, they're topping the thing. So now he has 2 of the disciples from Man City, 2 of them from Pep, and they are at the top. So I'm sure he's going to build his own dynasty, Arteta's dynasty. Yeah, so they got 2 botak, no. Got 2 botak. One, Eric Ten Hag. The other one, Pep Guardiola.
What is Ten Hag going to do this?
No, I'm just saying that Pep has his disciples. Eric Ten Hag is still a disciple of the game.
But it's not under Pep. You're not making any sense. You're to talk about.
I'm just saying, because you're saying the top, right? Therefore, I think as an Arsenal fan, which I'm not, I think Arteta is what it takes to keep them all the way there. Yeah. I think Arsenal is why I think.
Okay, but don't forget, guys, don't forget, right? Arsenal still has to play Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle away. All right, they still have to play these three teams away. They're going to play Chelsea at home. Yeah, they're probably going to win the game. I think so.
Probably going to lose,
right? But they're also going to be playing team betting relegation, right? Southampton is one of them. West Ham is another one. As I mentioned earlier, Leeds as well. So it's going to be a very interesting a race to the finish.
Definitely.
And so can Arsenal be caught? My short answer is probably yes. Probably yes, because of the reasons I mentioned, the remaining matches they're going to play, the caliber of the teams itself, right? So that's just what I think lah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, guys, there you have it. That was our very short, simple match analysis and review of the more important matches that took place over the last week.
You disagree? Agree? Let us know too.
That's right.
That's what we want to know. Yeah. But thank you. That was 90 minutes. So yeah, 90 minutes. I feel like 1 hour. That kind of thing.
Right, so don't go away because coming up right next, we will be going to the second segment called The Sixth Sense, where we will give you our predictions of the upcoming matches in the coming week. All right, stay tuned.
Welcome back. This is now that segment where we're going to do our Sixth Sense. Yeah, see, he's doing that Sixth Sense already. Now we're going to do our predictions. And John, what kind of predictions are we going to do?
So for our predictions, you can see on screen, we're not going to go through every single one of them, but I think I just want to focus on two games that's happening in the English Premier League this weekend.
What are they?
Okay, the first game I want to focus on is Brentford versus Leicester.
Why?
And why is because Leicester has lost their last 4 games, right? And they're being dragged into the relegation dogfight, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah. So the question right now is, will Leicester lose another game to make it 5 in a row? I think the answer is no. I believe Leicester is going to win this game for this weekend for the very simple reason that Brentford just played Southampton last night. Right, so there's only like a two-day rest in between. And Leicester has been kind of up and down this season. They perform really, really well sometimes, and at other times they were just shit. Right, so I think Rodgers isn't someone that will bring someone to relegation, in my opinion. Right. So for me, I think Leicester is going to win it. The second game, in my opinion, is to look out for is Southampton versus Spurs. And there's one reason and one reason only. And because we are Asians, we are from Singapore, 442 dudes from Singapore. We are Asians, and there's only one Asian superstar in the Premier League right now, and his name is Son Heung-min. He is 1 goal away from scoring the 100th goal in the English Premier League. And if he does that this weekend, right, he's going to be the very first Asian to do so. I'm really, really excited to see him do it. I'm the Son Heung-min fan. I'm not a Spurs fan. I'm a Son Heung-min fan.
I can tell. He's wet all over, salivating all over.
God, there you go, man.
Confirm, just talking about him.
It's the kimchi I ate earlier, must be.
So like in the acting world, you got Michelle Yeoh, first Asian, Oscar and all that. Then now in the EPL, you're going to have Son Heung-min.
Yes.
Who's going to be winning that accolade. I
really believe so. And don't forget, out of the 99 goals that he's got in the Premier League so far, 10 of them came against Southampton. Right? I went to check earlier, right? So who's going to stop him from scoring another goal, man? Make it 100.
So what happens if Son Heung-min gets injured during training?
Shut up, la, no curse, la, you basket.
What happens if got red card? I don't know. These are just possibilities.
Alright, moving on. Now, happening this weekend is also the FA Cup quarter-finals, right? So Ben, what do you think?
I mean, as I've said earlier, I'm a huge fan of Pep himself, and it's gonna be a lot of things going on. So Pep versus Company. Pep versus Company. Two Botak. I actually forgot Company is Botak also. So two Botas are gonna go head to head. Oh my god, that makes sense. Head to head, because no hair. Head to head, they're going to go.
Wait. Let's give some context to our non-Singaporean viewers, right?
Sure.
Botak basically means bald-headed.
Yeah, a colloquial term to say bald.
Bald-headed, right?
Yeah, we just want to confirm that. And yeah, so you asked me what is this match all going to be? It's exciting. It's going to be, again, as I said, master versus disciple. We see it happening in the EPL with Pep against Arteta. And now we have a chance to see Pep versus Company. And you know what? I think it's going to be a exciting match. But as I've said also earlier, Haaland. So if he plays Haaland, goodbye Burnley lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anything, I'm gonna say right here 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah, Haaland, I mean, if you play
4-0 to Man City. That's Ben's prediction. All right. So for those of you who are betting, hey, you might want to take some notes from Ben, man. He's predicting Man City to win Burnley by 4-0.
I've never bet, so you know.
Yeah, well,
4-0.
We're not a betting man, all right.
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, and in the note, I'm gonna say, I'm very raw, and I'm just gonna say, in the notes here, John wrote something about Grimsby excellent run.
Yes, I'll just very quickly touch on Grimsby. They are playing in League 2, and in the FA Cup final run, they have actually beaten 5 teams that's above them in the football league, right?
The higher
so
tiers.
3 of them, in the higher tiers. So 3 of them are in League 1, were performing really well in League 1. One of them was in the Championship. You know,
Okay.
Luton, they beat Luton. Luton's actually doing
yeah.
very well. They're in the playoffs in the Championship right now. And for all you know, we might be seeing Luton in the Premier League next year. You know, there is a possibility,
But
right?
they lost to Grimsby.
And they beat one Premiership team, you know. And unfortunately, I need to say, this episode we really mentioned them a lot of times. There's Southampton. Unfortunately, they are being mentioned again, and they lost to Grimsby in the last round of the FA Cup, right? So I just want to give some credit to Grimsby for a wonderful job well done. But they are playing Brighton at the Amex Stadium, so I really don't think they are going to win. I'm also predicting a 4-0 win for Brighton. So there you go. Our predictions 4-0 each for Man City versus Burnley, as well as Brighton versus Grimsby. All right, so guys, there you have it. Those were our predictions for the matches that's coming out this week, and we will be moving on to the next segment titled "Who's Who's and What's What." Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back once again to 442 Dudes from Singapore. Right now, we're moving on into the third segment titled Who's Who and What's What. Now, in this segment, we will be focusing on the things that's happening around the footballing world. And in this particular episode, we will be focusing on scandals off the pitch.
Yeah, and speaking of off the pitch, now this one's also everywhere, you know, on social media and everywhere else. And this one, and speaking of social media, I have to read this tweet. After a surreal few days, I'm delighted that we have navigated a way through this. I want to thank you all for the incredible support, particularly my colleagues at BBC Sport for the remarkable show of solidarity. Football is a team game, but their backing was overwhelming. And this is just part one of the 4 tweets he has. I mean, we don't have to guess. Like, we say BBC, we say football. It's Gary Lineker.
There you go. Yeah.
And I think the whole idea about this is that, to me, it just shows that football is beyond the pitch. That's what we said. Football is not just about the ball. It's also about the people. It's about the game. And even though they are aged like fine wine, but these people, okay, they still are together and they still communicate with each other. They still show support. And I think very importantly, this is what football is all about. It's just, you know, it's not just a sport, but it creates a community. It forms unity. And it is an international language.
True.
It's international language.
I mean, here's my thing on the whole affair, right? I first of all, I really want to applaud the show of solidarity, you know, shown by the pundits, not just them, but the commentators as well, as well as the fellow presenters. I mean, there were 2 other shows that were cancelled in regards to this scandal. But I think the real question over here right now is, should one person's political opinions, that means he or her own personal opinions, should he or she suffer consequences in what they do that's unrelated to the issue? So what I basically want to highlight over here is, should you mix politics with football? Right? Because it seems that Lineker was punished for his own political views, and hence his job that is totally unrelated to his views. No, he suffered the consequence of that. So should we do that? In my opinion, no. Football should be football. Politics should be politics. You
don't mix the two of them.
Yeah, that's just my take for this whole. So what do you guys think? I don't know. You may disagree with me. You might agree with whatever the BBC is doing. So what's your take, right, on this? Just an update for you guys. Lineker is now back on air. He has agreed to go back on air to present the next week's show. However, an independent review will still be taking place. Okay. Right. So it'll be very interesting to find out what's going to happen.
Yeah. And BBC said sorry, I think that's more important. BBC said sorry. I just want to say that BBC did say sorry. So whether or not, you know, whatever happened, I give them some small credit. Some small credit. At least they did some apology. So, I thought that was not too bad. Again, football. It's all about the football. Yeah. Not about anything else. And speaking about football, in another part of the world, which is quite close to England, somewhere in Spain, something is happening with kaching, like what we used to call them, or we still call them today, UEFA Lona. Because apparently, Barcelona is paying referees.
UEFA Lona. Now that's a headline, man. UEFA Lona.
Well, that's what people have been commenting, like UEFA Lona and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you think? Kelong or not Kelong?
Wow, super Kelong. Okay. Before we go to Kelong, right? Kelong basically means.
Colloquial term.
What does it mean in English?
Okay, so Kelong is like not scripted. Scripted. Something like that. Not meant to be. I don't even know what Kelong's supposed to be. Wait, we got people writing for us at the back. Kelong. Okay, I'm gonna read it. It means paying off the referee,
which is exactly what they're being accused of.
Yeah,
right?
very Kelong indeed.
So Barcelona are accused of making payments to a company that's owned by a senior refereeing official to influence results from 2001 all the way to 2018. Now that's 17 years worth of thing. And wow, if this is really true, it's going to rock the whole football world. In my opinion, it's going to be worse than the Juventus scandal. Yeah. It's going to be worse than Man City's financial woes and all the stuff. So, we got to stay tuned, man. This is good. This is something that's potentially can become very, very, very big.
It could go big.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Ben, but when I saw this news, right? I mean, I just have one question to ask.
What was it?
Okay, this might be very sensitive to some of you guys, but I think I still want to ask it, right?
Okay.
The question is, are matches really played with integrity?
Wow.
I want to ask that because, I'll just give you two examples, right? Using Liverpool and Manchester United as an example.
Of course.
Right. So we all know Liverpool trashed Man United, right? So how do you go from humiliating your biggest rivals in 1 week and then screwing up and then not even turning up against the bottom team in the next week?
Okay.
Right. And then that's for Liverpool. Then from United's perspective, how do you lose and be humiliated by your biggest rivals
and suddenly just doing well?
And then you suddenly in the very next game you just suddenly turn up. So are the players being instructed to turn on and off? The gas or what?
Okay, so do you think that money then plays a role in motivating them? That means, we're trying to say that footballer these days, they no longer give their 100% every game.
I have no idea.
Is that where we're going? We have no idea yet.
I mean, I have no idea. Yeah. I'm just, it just begs the question.
Yeah. So with the two happenings we've been sharing from the BBC scandal as well as the Barcelona paying the referee, if anybody has any sort of comments or whatever you want to share, just let us know. But very importantly, we want to ask you this question, and we hope to hear from some of you as well, and maybe from us also. How prevalent can this be? How prevalent can this be in what's happening here? Yeah. So we kind of want to know. So that's our end of our segment of what's what with who's who.
Wait, for our viewers out there, I think Ben means prevalent. How prevalent can this whole issue be?
I'm doing different pronunciation.
All right, we are. Singaporeans understand as prevalent. British, they are prevalent.
I am Singaporean represent. So yes, we'll catch you next because later on, just like how I don't agree with him, I believe as long as you understand me, Ken Reddy, our next one is also, if you don't agree with me, it's okay. It is the onions of the week.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Where's my onion?
Huh? What did you say?
Oh, roll already, huh? Okay, here we go. Hello, sorry, using phone. In any case, hello, we are back. This is Onions of the Week. I was just searching for a recipe on the onions, but never mind. This is where the part of the show where we will share our unpopular opinion. So our unpopular see lah, you're kind of quoting until my pronunciation all haywire. Our unpopular opinion of the week is something going to be very controversial. It's actually about the VAR. So John, would you like to share straight away? Now before we go to John, John is very passionate about this. We both agree on this stance. But I want to let the passionate man do it. But first, John, are we ready to show them your passion?
Okay, let me just calm down so that I don't go overboard, all right?
Okay.
I think in short, our opinion for the VAR fiasco, right, or the VAR is this: there shouldn't be two referees in charge of a game. What do I mean? What I mean is there should only be one referee on the pitch. Yes, that's it. The VAR should not be manned by a referee. It should be manned by a tech guy. Why do I say that? Let's give a very simple example. In a fine dining restaurant, you don't have two executive chefs running the show. Correct? They're definitely going to clash, isn't it? Right? Correct. You can't have two executive chefs. So why are you doing the same thing with VAR?
Okay.
I know some people might argue, that the guy in the VAR might be the sous chef,
Yeah.
for example. But if you look at what's happening over the recent seasons, right, when VAR was introduced until now, the on-field referees seem to be very lazy and they're just waiting. They put their stupid hand on their ear and then when their decision get overturned, the players complain. They say, VAR told me so.
Yeah.
And they become very lazy. And in my opinion, that it takes away the credibility of the referee that's on the pitch.
So, if I may sum it up, for some reason I brought kitchen in. So I just had to put a kitchen analogy in also. So you're trying to say too many cooks spoil the broth.
Definitely.
Is that what you're trying to say? So that's what you're trying to say. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Okay. And this is where I agree with John as well. I think if anything, it should just be a clear-cut tech guy that just points the line. Not about, excuse me, I think he might have passed the line.
Correct.
Yeah. I think we don't know what's going on in the headset. I've never listened. I can see that. I can see that. But we don't know what's going on in the headset. We don't know what's being communicated. But we know for sure there must be some sort of, hi, I think there must be something you want to look at.
So in this instance, right, why I feel that the tech guy should be the one in charge of the VAR is because VAR in itself is a technology.
Right.
And a tech guy just has to follow the instructions, which is draw the bloody line correctly, and then he will not be influenced by whatever outside knowledge that he may have of the game itself. He just need to follow the bloody instructions, draw the line correctly, and then tell the on-field referee. The on-field referee is the final decision maker, correct? He has to go to the bloody screen, take a look on himself, not rely on the VAR, and then make the decision. Correct? What's happening right now? I'll give you the classic example that happened over the last week. Andre Marriner. This guy, he made two separate decisions for the same scenario. Number one, case in point, Casemiro was red carded against Southampton for a tackle that was supposedly a high and dangerous tackle, right? But in the Chelsea versus Leicester game, João Felix was also on the receiving end of the same tackle. Nothing was given.
Exactly.
And the worst part, Andre Marriner was an on-pitch referee for the Chelsea game. He was the VAR for the United game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So for the same referee, even though he's in two different positions, but he gave the two different outcomes. Why? So is it because of the referee knowledge or what?
Right.
So is it because he just happened to be in the VAR? This is something that, but I think you should see it. But if it's on the pitch, it's different. Correct. The scenario is different. So in my opinion, even though the same guy at two different environments, he can see things differently. He feels differently. He might give the wrong a different decision. So hence, when you're on the pitch, you tend to be more focused because you're in the zone. Correct. You're on the pitch itself. You are in the zone.
Correct.
You see things better. Correct. And the VAR, as it is, it says video assistant referee. It's supposed to assist the referee in making the right decisions.
Now, we were just going to go to your whole idea of, you said that in this instance, Andre Marriner, okay? Yeah. So you said that when he was the referee on field versus when he was the referee behind the VAR, he made two complete different decisions, correct? So now one can argue for him is that when he was on field, his vision was quite limited. He could only see what he saw with his eyes, and therefore he made the decision he had. Now, versus when he was a referee, where he had more angles to look from, different camera angles to see from, and perhaps is that why that could have influenced its decision? So some people might have argued that way. What are then your comments on that?
You basically just hit the nail on the head. Right. The VAR is supposed to provide you different angles so you can see what exactly is happening.
Right.
Correct. So the referee on the pitch should then review it on the pitch. If it's on the pitch, you mentioned about him being blocked and everything. And that's the whole reason for VAR. Is because you might be
extra
blocked.
Set of eyes.
Correct. You go and take a look at the screen. Based on the screen and based on the images, you make the right decision.
Okay.
Full stop.
That's it.
Exactly. That's why, in my opinion, I think the tech guy should be the one, or rather, in our opinions, we both agree that the tech guy should be the one in charge of the VAR, and all he needs to do is tell the referee.
Yeah, and so let us know also, we want to know, is VAR something that should be cancelled, should be changed? Is the way how it operated, should be, like what we say, be with the tech guys rather than referees handling it. So let us know what you feel. We feel, and we stand on this show on 442 Dudes, is that we think it is best that the tech guys who are not officials handle the VAR. So again, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. My name is Ben.
I'm John.
And together we are the 442 Dudes. Don't forget, this production is brought to you by CCB TV. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We look forward, because if you just watch and don't share, what the hell are you watching this for? Share. So yeah, thank you. 442.